Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Captain Energy. Today, we're going to do something pretty cool. This is October, and as you know, in October, we have Halloween. In the United States, on Halloween, we give away candy, treats, or sometimes you get tricks played on you, which I'm not going to play any tricks on you, so just don't worry about that. But as far as treats, I've got something pretty cool to give you guys. Today, we're going to take all the samples, all the synthesizers that we put together, for the 808 drum kit and assemble them into an actual drum kit. So we'll be able to trigger each of the samples or sounds from Kong Drum Designer. Now, that's pretty cool if you're a Reason user. If you're not a Reason user, don't worry. I am still going to give you guys all the any users who are not, using Reason. I'm going to give you the wave sampled patches or wave samples of each drum. So you'll be able to take those samples and bring them into your favorite sampler and use them still. If you happen to be a Cubase user, you are going to be very happy because I'm going to be doing a separate video on using Halion and importing those sounds. So what's going to happen is if you've got Halion full version, you'll be able to create your own drum kit with these sounds. If you're not using Halion, don't worry, because you'll still be able to download the drum kit when I'm done and load it into Halion SE, which I believe is free from Steinberg. It's just a player. It lets you use commercial sample libraries from Steinberg, and is something that they give away. So you can get Halion SE and you'll be able to load up this drum kit that we're making here into your system, your DAW of choice on Windows or Mac. So let's get started and I'll show you how to build this drum kit. All right, I'm going to get out of the way here. There we go. Before we get started, there's a couple things we need. We need what is called a combinator. Those are in utilities. So if we click utilities here and we go to the top, first thing from built-in devices is the combinator. Now what the combinator does, if you're not familiar, is it basically lets you build sort of a set of rack modules into a little box. Now this little box, the combinator, will do a few things. One of those things is that it will allow you to control the devices within with these controls right here. You can wire them up using the programmer, which is right here, to do different things. Two is it will allow you to load whatever instruments, effects, or whatever you need basically in here and save them as a package of modules that you can then save and reuse in other projects or modify for other projects. It's pretty awesome. It's one of my favorite features of Reason. Had the programmer, and you're going to see why as we go along here. All right. So to start, what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a Kong Drum Designer. Okay. So I'm going to grab one of these, go to Instruments. It's the top instrument. Boom. Drop that right in there. And that is going to wire itself up. I'm going to just press tab so you can see. It's wiring itself up right to the combinator's audio. And that's exactly what we want it to do right now. All right, I'm going to expand it here. So show drum and effects. And now we look down here, we have this, the master effects bus. On the front of Kong, let's go here, you'll see that there's this as well. It's already set up with something I forgot to tell you to reset it. So right click it, and we're going to just hit reset device right here. And now it's empty. When you look down here, you'll see this bus effects and master effects. Well, these run right over here. Here's bus and master is right here. Also right here is a separate external effects insert if you want to add additional effects. So say you wanted to add an EQ or a compressor that wasn't there, you could actually wire it right into the middle. But what we're going to do here is we're going to use this one drum kit here to trigger all the sounds as well as provide a unified set of effects that we can run all of the drums through, so that when we're done basically we'll end up with all the drums sounding like they're in the same kind of room, if you know what I mean by that. Right, so let's go to utilities again for a second. We need a mixer because now I want to be able to run each drum in through the effects, but I want each drum to be controllable to some degree as far as volume. Maybe I might want to EQ them a little bit. So here's what we do here. We drop in this mixer while holding down shift. You pull it in, drop it in. It won't be wired up. If you dropped it in and it did wire up, if you dropped it in, like just dropped it like this, it still should not wire itself because we already kind of took the main connection. The main audio out is going already out. All right, now we're going to take this and we're just going to wire the master out of that mixer through the effects unit on the Kong Drum Designer. Now that's done. So now as we run different drums into these different channels, each of them will go into the drum unit, out the audio effects, into the combinator's audio. Okay. All right. So now let's start getting our sounds in. So we'll go over to whatever folder you have your drums in. Mine is this tutorials folder. All right. So to start, we're going to want to put the bass drum in. Now, since we've inserted a mixer and we're going, anything we insert next is going to run into the mixer by default. That's just the way Reason works. We don't need to hold down shift, but we can drag this in here, drop it right there at the bottom. See that plus sign? That means it's dropping it in after the mixer. Boom. And it wires itself up to channel 1. I'm going to also, just so you know, these little arrows right here will kind of compress or condense these plugins. That's just because I don't want it in the way while I work here. So, all right, I'm going to grab my 808 snare. That's next. And that went right to channel 2. Perfect so far. And now we want to clap on channel 3. Going to get the cowbell. There we go on channel 4. Now before we get too far here, let's press tab, go to the other side here, and we can see all these showing up here. But what it's not doing a very good job of is letting us know what each of these is because I have this long name. So I'm just going to change them here, which will just double click and change the name to kick. And as you'll see in the mixer, it changes it to kick. So it's going to put snare, clap, cowbell. And now when we go up to the top here, all of these, they're not labeling. That doesn't come along to the drum machine. So we want to go also to the drum machine, and we're just going to add the names here so that to make life a little easier later when you're looking at the drum kit and you're thinking, which one of these is my clap? Well, this is your clap. Which one is my cowbell? Well, it's right here. All right. And there we go. So now those are wired up. Let's get our hi-hats in here. I'm going to press tab again so we can see the back. Now we're going to go to 808 hi-hat open and closed. I'm going to put closed first actually because I'm pretty sure that's the way it usually happens on most drum kits. I just can't seem to get that into my head. And now we're going to put hi-hat open. Now, those two, I'm just going to go in here and change the names right quick. Boom. Actually, to save myself a little bit of typing, I'm just going to grab this and we'll go up here. Paste that right there. And not that much typing saved on that one. All right, now those are the only two drums we're going to have on this row because I don't have anything else to put over here. You might be able to come up with something, but since I have nothing, I'm just going to put a dash here just so these are indicated that they're empty. You know, if you want, you can type, dash empty. It's your call. Put what you want that you'll know that this has nothing in there. I'll paste this into here and here. Now, I'm doing it up here too because these next two rows are going to be our congas right up here and our toms right here. All right. So let's go back down here again. Press tab so we see the back. I'm going to grab the toms. Okay, here's tom 1. Here's tom 2. And here's tom 3. All right. And I accidentally brought in 2 tom 3s because I did that because I double clicked by accident. Sometimes my finger auto double clicks because of it's just so used to clicking, I guess. It's kind of a crazy little condition I've developed over 30 plus years of using a mouse, I guess. All right, so here we go. Here's the congas, same thing. Drag them in and just consolidate that player. Boom. Or that synth. Just minimize that. So now we see all these dropped right in like that. They're all hooked up. Channels 1 through 12. We have 12 drums. Let's go over here. So we're going to put tom. This could be tom low, tom mid, tom high, conga low, conga mid, conga high. So now, what's left? Well, what's left is now we've got all our sounds here, but if we try to play them right now, it plays every sound at once, which is horrible. Sounds terrible. Not a problem. We're going to go up top, and you want to show your programmer, okay? Mine's already visible here. And we're going to go through all these drums that we added, from the kick down to the congas. Let's see if we scroll down this, scroll right here. And we're going to do this. Turn off receive notes. Okay. The only thing that we want to receive notes is the drum machine. That's the Kong Drum Designer. I'll show you why in just a sec, as soon as we get these done. And there we go. All of them have no sound now. So now if I hit this, nothing happens. Now if I'm triggering the sounds, but no sound is occurring, right? Well, and you can actually even see, actually I'm going to scroll this up just a little bit so you can see what's happening here. You can see that I'm triggering the actual drum pads, but nothing's happening. That's because right now, all those modules are just sitting down here with nothing telling them to do anything. I'm going to minimize this mixer so we can see this. I'm expanding the kick. I'm going to look around the back. Okay. Let's also, going to hide this effects area here so we can just kind of look at everything together. All right. So now we look here and we go, okay, well, the kick is the first one. Number 1 pad right here, lower left-hand corner. So if we take the gate out and bring it to the gate in on the drum, and now I trigger the kick, that works. What we want to do is go down to each drum that we have here and hook them up. So now we've got the clap. The snare. Sorry, now we've got the snare. Nice. Here is the clap. And you just want to follow through with each drum. I'm going to kind of speed this up a little bit, fast forward a little bit here so we don't waste too much time just watching me wire this stuff up. Actually, just thought of something. On these drums, because, as I said, there's only 2 drums on this row that are hooked up. Your hi-hat. Okay, there's your closed hi-hat. Here's the open hi-hat. Be sure these are hooked up right. And then we have our toms and our congas. We're just going to, I'm just going to do those with you because just so you to see that you don't have to wire something to every single drum for them to work. The other ones can be just left alone. not a problem. So here's tom 1 or low tom. I'm going to push this down just so I have a little more viewable area. Here's the third tom, tom 3, which is our high tom. Here's conga 1, which is our low conga. Here's conga 2, which is our mid conga. And last but not least is conga 3, which is our high conga. Now, let's press tab, look at the front here. And now if you go to your drum pads or you just use your keyboard to trigger, this is C1. Everything's triggering just fine. As far as these other spaces here, these empties, you can add a sound of your own. So say you wanted to put a sample in. Maybe you want to put something that says, you know, your name, you're DJing one night. You want to have something cool that says, like, you know, maybe I want Captain Energy, you know, something crazy. I can put that sample here, or I can just click it. Let's see here. I'm going to expand this so we can see more down here. And you can actually, let's see, as far as Kong goes, you can add loops. You could add a loop in here and put that on there. You could put create a physical drum or a synth type drum add-on right here, or you could use a sampler. So I could just go sampler, and I could grab a sample from whatever I wanted to use and add it here and trigger it from there. Drop down this list again here, and what we're going to do is I'm going to hit Nurse Rex, and we will just grab a...
You got it. What you want? What you want? What you want?
There we go. Drop that right in there. And now when I trigger that...
What you want? What you want? What you want? What you want? What you want?
You got basically the start of some house track, you know, between all the drums and the effects. There we go.
What you want? What you want?
Now, there's one thing that's missing from this, and that is what's called choking. What choking is in a real drum kit, there are some samples or some sounds that just can't possibly be triggered at the same time. For example, I can't trigger a hi-hat closed and a hi-hat open at the same time. It's impossible. It's the same drum, you know? I mean, I can't get two different sounds out of one percussive instrument. So I'm going to click that right there. You can see right here we have drum 5, drum 6. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the mute right here. Okay, I'm going to hit A. And then I'm going to go to this drum 5, and I'm also going to hit A. Now the reason I'm doing that is now they're both part of the same group. See how long that rings out? But if I hit that closed hi-hat, it gets cut off. That's what that does. You can create groups up to 3, A, B, and C, that cut each other off. And that's plenty for a 16-pad drum kit. You know what I mean? You're not going to have a million things cutting each other off on here. You know, you can also do a couple other things here. You could do lengths and alternate. There's some stuff up here, but it doesn't matter. The point is that, you know, if you have this set up so that it mutes the other one, you can stop it from playing. So I could actually take this trigger right here and
What you want?
see that plays all the way through when I play it.
want?
That's the what you want. I could tell it what you want is on mute group B, and I can put this on mute group B. Now this empty track, empty pad,
What
can trigger that to stop.
you want? What you
And that's pretty cool. And that's basically the drum kit, though. We're all set. We've gone through the whole thing. We've made a drum kit. The last thing, I guess, to show you is this bus effects right here. The reason I wired everything through this on this kit is because we can actually go right here and call in some effects. For example, I could throw a compressor on that would hit everything before it got to the master effects. This is the bus effects. So this is kind of before the external effects. Master effects is the last, basically the last chance to affect your sounds here. Okay. So now if I play, now you can definitely hear a difference between. Okay, so now if I go to Master Effects, I can actually go right here and I can add one more effect. Like I could throw a room reverb on, so all of the drums would have the same echo on them. It's kind of neat. It's a good feature if you want to do something like that. You can change the width, you got the decay, you got the size of the room. I'm going to turn the damping up, and now if we play them, and that's it. Now we have an 808 drum kit that didn't cost you a cent, took you a little bit of time to make it, and it's using all modules that are built in to Reason without, so basically it was just using the default equipment, default stuff. I did mention that these knobs are here, just to give an idea of how that works. If I go over here and I click what are my devices, I'll take the drum designer here for this one, for this sample here. So I go to Kong, drum designer right here, and I'll pick this rotary one. That's rotary one right here, okay? And now I can say, on the Kong drum designer, I want you to take, we'll go with bus effects, knob 1, and this one we'll put bus effects 2, okay? Now, what does that do? Well, if we go down here and we look down at the bus effects 1, that's this bus effects 1 right here, and now I turn these knobs, you'll see the attack changing, and then when I do this one, you'll see the release changing. So now I can go, okay, well, the compressor, attack. If I'm going to leave the compressor on, I could do this. I will leave it on for this sample here. Release. Boom. And there we go. Now, yeah, so now there we go. Now you've seen how to attach knobs to a couple settings down here. Now you can actually do a lot more with these knobs. Personally, it's one of the things that I wish Reason Studios would actually look at is the combinator, and maybe give us the ability to add a second row of knobs and buttons, maybe 8 and 8, or even possibly to allow us to sort of create a combinator, which would be really nice since they've given us so many ways to change settings and change the way things work. It'd be really neat if I could just have like a little toolbar here of maybe knobs and buttons and whatever, and an expanding area here where I could drag them out and just go, I want a knob, I want this, I want a slider, I want, something that maybe a digital display of some type where I can just see a value showing on the combinator. It'd be really cool if they would expand the combinator, and I really hope that they will consider this. I am going to actually submit this as an idea for their user suggestions. And if you guys are interested in seeing something like that, let me know. And maybe, I'll forward all the comments from you guys to one of my contacts at Reason Studios and see if we can get this pushed. It'd be a really cool feature to have a really advanced combinator here, be able to do a lot more with it than what we can do right now. They've done a good job, don't get me wrong. I just think it could be better, and I would love to see it better. For me and for you guys, I think everybody would dig it. Anyway, so that's the whole video. I guess if you guys enjoyed this, let me know. If you didn't enjoy it, let me know also. You got the like, you got the dislike. Hopefully you're clicking the like button, but, do what you got to do. Also, if you did enjoy this video and you would like to see additional content from me, don't forget to subscribe and, click the alerts button. That way you'll know what's happening. As far as where can you get the downloaded version of all the sounds and this kit if you haven't got it yet, well, you definitely don't have the congas and toms because I created them and I didn't go through the how-to with you guys. If you would like to see a video on the how to do that, feel free to let me know and I will definitely make that video. I didn't do it because I thought to myself, man, we've been going through this whole kit and I don't want to I don't want to bore you guys, I want you guys to find this exciting. It is exciting. It's very exciting to me, and I'm hoping you guys are liking it too. But if you're looking for the download, just look right over there, and I will put the link, and you can go to the link and download the Reason files. If you're not using Reason, you're not using Reason? No, I'm just kidding. It's okay. But if you're not using Reason, you're using something else, you can go to this link and download the samples. If you want to get a head start, feel free to mess with them. If you need a little assistance with that, no worries. The video will be right out as quick as I can get it done. So that you'll be able to build a Halion sound module or a Halion sound library and use it with Halion SE. I hope you guys have fun. Have a happy and safe Halloween. I'm sure there's going to be another video or two before Halloween, possibly 3, because I love Halloween and I love making these videos. So I'm hoping you guys are enjoying them as well. So stay safe, have fun, and let's go make some music. Talk to you guys in the next one.